Alright, so, woo,
Ever do that again?
14 days? How many days is it since the last time I did one of these? Oh man, just, being in a new country, in a new environment, parang Filipino just came out. Well, I'm gonna be true to myself, and of course, if you have been listening or watching my videos for some time, you know that I'm a Filipino, I'm a Pinoy, and yeah, so please bear with me if my pronunciations are off and maybe you won't understand them. There are subtitles there. That's why we have subtitles.
Well, what do I need subtitles for? Can't you
Anyway,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah, job has been really busy, and I'm actually pursuing something that I've been trying to pursue for years now, and I'm really glad that I've started. I've started it, and yeah, hopefully when it's finished, I'm gonna share it with you, or maybe in the future I'm gonna share what it is, or maybe it's already obvious. Anyway, so technique 3. Oh yeah. So this is the Overthinking Cure by Nick Crenton. If you guys forgot. Technique 3. Keeping a record or diary. Writing things down is a natural and easy way to gain distance and perspective, as well as slow your thoughts. Write down and get a handle on what may seem very abstract. When you are inside your head, identified with your thought traffic and allowing your unconscious self-talk to run the show. It's harder to be aware of patterns, distinct ideas, and repeating loops. It's easier though if you stop to put things down in black and white. The two-column technique above is a great way to get a handle on vague thoughts. But there are other ways to use writing to spot and rework cognitive distortions. Think of yourself as a curious scientist whose main goal is simply to understand and document. When something noteworthy happens, or you find yourself upset or confused, get out your notebook and write down the situation. What's happened, or what has happened? What are the triggers? Your thoughts. What are you thinking? Your feelings. What are your emotions and how are these playing out in your body? I guess, are you like, you're shaking because you're nervous, or you're scared, or, you're happy, or something like that. Your resulting behaviors. How did you choose to act or respond to these thoughts and feelings? What was the result? Possible cognitive biases or distortions. Can you identify any recurring patterns, familiar narratives, or plain old irrationality? Alternative thought, as in the two-column activity. Can you identify a different perspective or even a way to convert your thought into concrete action? What happens when you try the alternative thought? Try to embed the updated thought into your world somehow. How does it feel different? Are you getting different results? Choosing different actions? Oh, dude, there are a lot. As a brief example, the situation. You've gained 10 pounds over Christmas. Your thoughts? This is an absolute disaster. You're a total pig and you'll never lose this weight. Your feelings: deep shame, self-hate, and a heavy feeling in all your limbs, wanting to hide away. Your resulting behaviors: feel like giving up, feel like binging to feel better, possible cognitive biases and distortions. Notice the old pattern of all or nothing thinking around your body weight, apathy and catastrophizing. Notice extreme harshness and lack of compassion, no perspective. Alternative thought. You've gained weight, but it's not the end of the world. It happens. And I know you're uncomfortable, but with some effort, you can shift the weight again. Could ask what can be done to take baby steps toward a solution, i.e., head to the store to stock up on some healthy groceries. What happens when you try the alternative thought? Don't feel as panicked. Don't feel as disgusted with myself. Still feel bad, but now I know there is something I can do to improve the situation. It's easier to act when I don't feel hopeless and self-hating. When you write things down, you give yourself the chance to notice patterns. Often, just putting things into words give you a sense of control over them. That's true. You put your thoughts out there on the page and realize that, in fact, that's all they are. Words and patterns on a page. They are always just words and patterns in your head. As easily as you can rewrite different words in your notebook, you can shift your inner landscape too. Well, that was actually powerful. It's so simple to change perspective that sometimes it's like magic, you know. I was doing this before because the first time I read this book was in college, I guess. Was it in college or I think so, or maybe like my first job, joining my first job. And yeah, I was writing and writing my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions, the situations I'm in. Now I stopped and I want to get back to it. Just writing it down, you know, just you can see it. You can see the things that makes you miserable. You know, you can miserable. You can identify them. You can see them on the paper. And it's not vague anymore. It's not some invisible boogeyman that's hiding somewhere. It's just right there in plain daylight, and you can do something about it. You can punch it in the face. You can hack it with a saw. But you can see the patterns. Like for example, you know, like you hate your job like a lot of people do. And if you just keep it to yourself and not write it down and just continue your day like you're slaving away your life, you're not gonna notice the things that you can change. You're not gonna notice that every 9 o'clock you can actually go out of your cubicle or your office and I don't know what you do, man. Maybe take a shit and at least you're in the office, you know. Maybe that's break time for you. You know, you can identify those little things, those patterns. Maybe that's too practical, or maybe that's too simple. Another one, I guess, would be still staying in this example where you hate your job. You can identify the pattern if you write things down that your boss is not really an asshole. He just maybe you can identify that every time every time variable X happens, he does this, you know. So you can try to minimize that to improve your work life. Or maybe you identify that you actually love something else other than your job, and you start writing things down how you can get out of your job and pursue what you love. I know it's out there. I know it's maybe a reach. But dude, you have just one life. Do not just quit your job. I'm not saying quit your job and do whatever you want. There's a strategy to it, you know. Little by little, you can find ways to save money, save time, and create a habit where you can do the things you love. And that's all because you write things down. Because you write things down, you can see how things makes you feel. You know, how things make you feel. Like, this thing makes me feel sad, this thing makes me feel angry, this thing makes me happy. And you know, sometimes it's just, we just don't know it, even though it's right in front of us. That's why we need to write things down. I think I've just rambled in the last 5 minutes of this video. Anyway, man, I hope you guys are alright wherever you are. Before I was talking in the Philippines, now I'm talking in the Marshall Islands, and yeah. So shout out there. Or wait, how do you shout out? Anyway, greetings from the Marshall Islands, and that's it. Bye.
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Please, I'm begging you.